The aroma of freshly brewed coffee filled the kitchen, a stark contrast to the icy silence that usually permeated the space. Haruto, a man whose exterior was as rigid as the granite countertops, stood awkwardly by the stove, meticulously arranging a plate of toast. His wife, Hannah, sat at the small kitchen table, a gentle smile playing on her lips. She could hear his thoughts, a constant stream of internal monologue that was a hilarious, and often frustrating, window into his soul. Damn it, why can't I just say good morning like a normal person? He grumbled internally, his brow furrowing as he buttered the toast with unnecessary precision. She probably thinks I hate her. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Hannah stifled a giggle. Good morning, Haruto, she said, her voice soft. He jumped, nearly dropping the plate. Morning, he mumbled, his cheeks flushing a faint pink. Coffee's ready. She's laughing at me, isn't she? His inner voice wind. I'm such an idiot. I should have just stayed in bed. Hannah reached out and gently squeezed his hand. Thank you, it smells wonderful. His internal monologue went into overdrive. Her hand, so soft. Don't look at her. Don't make eye contact. Act casual. Act cool. Act cool. Act like you don't secretly adore her. He cleared his throat, avoiding her gaze. Yeah, well, I made it. The truth was, he adored her. He loved the way the sunlight caught in her hair, the way she hummed when she cooked, the way her laughter could chase away any darkness. But expressing these feelings, that was a battlefield he was perpetually losing. He was a master of the tsundere art, a fortress of stoicism built to protect a heart that was, in reality, utterly devoted. He'd been this way since they were children, always hiding his affection behind a wall of teasing and gruffness. He'd never been good at expressing himself, and the fear of vulnerability, of rejection, had solidified his defenses over the years. He knew he should be more open, more affectionate. But every time he tried, the words would get stuck, replaced by a gruff remark or an awkward silence. Now, married to the woman he loved, he was trapped in a cycle of internal turmoil and external awkwardness. Did you sleep well? Hannah asked, her voice laced with amusement. Sleep. Did I sleep? I spent half the night staring at her, memorizing every curve of her face. I'm such a creep. Fine, he grunted. You. Wonderful, she replied, her smile widening. I had a lovely dream. A dream. About what? Probably not me. Probably about some charming, expressive man who actually knows how to talk to his wife. He mentally kicked himself. He needed to be better. He wanted to be better. He watched her eat her toast, his heart aching with a tenderness he couldn't voice. He wanted to tell her how beautiful she was, how much he loved her, how every day with her felt like a gift. But the words caught in his throat, replaced by a clumsy silence. The weight of his unsaid feelings felt crushing. He longed to break free, to finally let her see the man who existed beneath the layers of his self-imposed armor. One day, he decided, he would try. He would break through the wall. He would tell her. This couldn't go on forever. He had to change. He spent the afternoon mentally rehearsing. Hannah, I love you. No, to direct. Hannah, you mean the world to me. Too cheesy. He groaned, burying his face in his hands. Why was this so hard? The next day, as they took a walk in the park, he found himself staring at a particularly fluffy cloud, thinking about how much Hannah would love it. She'd probably think it's stupid. She'd probably laugh at me for pointing out a cloud. He almost said nothing, but then he remembered his promise to himself. He had to try. He took a deep breath. Before he could speak, Hannah's voice, soft as the breeze, startled him. That's a nice cloud. She heard me. His mind raced. This was his chance. Say something. Anything. It is, he mumbled, surprised at his own voice. It reminds me of you. Oh God, what did I just say? He braced himself for her confusion, for her laughter. Hannah's eyes widened, and a genuine smile bloomed on her face. Not a polite smile, but a real one, bright and beautiful. Really, he felt his face burn, the heat rising to the tips of his ears. He had to explain himself, to salvage the situation. Yeah, because it's fluffy, smooth, Haruto, real smooth. The lamest comparison in the history of comparisons. Hannah burst out laughing, a sound like wind chimes. But this time, he didn't feel the usual sting of embarrassment. He felt something else. A warmth, a lightness spreading through his chest. It felt good. You're impossible, she said, still chuckling as she linked her arm through his. Maybe she doesn't hate me. He found himself smiling back, a small, hesitant smile that felt like a victory. He still had a long way to go, but maybe, just maybe, He was starting to chip away at the ice. He still couldn't say the words, those 3 simple, terrifying words. But he was learning to let her see a little bit of the man who loved her, the man who was, beneath the gruff exterior, utterly and completely devoted. He knew she could hear his thoughts, and perhaps, that was enough for now. It was their secret language, a bridge between his heart and hers that no one else could cross. He would keep trying, one awkward, internally monologued moment at a time. And as they walked on, hand in hand, he knew that with her by his side, he could learn to speak the language of his heart, one fluffy cloud at a time. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories. See you next time.